June of 1992, I believe.
That's incorrect, Jack.
When were you married?
August 8th, 1992.
No wonder you.
By a couple of months.
No wonder you're divorced. When were you divorced?
The official divorce papers are dated March the 1st, 1995, and we separated in March of 1994.
Okay, now your lawsuit, if I understand it correctly, is about a minivan
That's true.
that the defendant got as a result of the divorce settlement?
That is true.
All right, so tell me about it, sir.
Well, when we were married, the defendant, my ex-wife, was extremely interested in leasing a minivan.
That's not true.
At the time, I did not feel that we could afford it, but she had her heart set on it, so I agreed. You know, marriages are made of compromise.
So you leased the van?
We leased the van.
For how long?
The van was leased on December 1st, 1992, and I believe it was a 2-year lease. I have a copy of the lease here.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
We separated in March of 1994 and I filed for divorce somewhere in that time. I don't know the exact date.
Who got custody of the minivan in March of '94?
The defendant.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go.
Okay. After our bitter squabble over nickels and the divorce agreement, we signed, the judgment here, and there's a specific provision that deals with the minivan in the divorce settlement.
Which says what, sir?
Which says that the defendant takes sole use, custody, and possession and control of the 1992 Ford Aerostar van, that she's ordered to pay for and maintain the present lease obligations of the van, and
Notice it says present.
And that it says that it's supposed to be transferred to her name only as soon as practical forthwith. The respondent is ordered to indemnify and hold the petitioner, who is myself, harmless and render him a defense from any obligation arising from or in connection with the use of the vehicle.
Okay, so she got the van, and she was supposed to take care of all the expenses on the van. That's
right.
what that says.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened?
Well, unbeknownst to me, in about October of 1994, she stopped making payments on the van.
Mm-hmm.
I found this out in May of this year when I was hit with this summons from the Ford Motor Credit Company.
First off, I made all the payments but one.
Go ahead.
They were suing the defendant and myself for $2,400. It says in those papers that she stopped making the payments, that they repossessed the van and sold it at a loss. I was totally in the dark about all of this.
Ms. Holmes, did they repossess the van?
Yes, they did.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I was hit with the summons. I mistakenly believed that the divorce agreement held me damageless. I found out to my utter dismay that the...
As between you and the Ford Motor Company?
Exactly. Right. So I responded to their summons, and then I started negotiating with the law firm representing them, and I have all the letters here. They wanted me to pay the entire $2,400 and change. I negotiated with them and, settled for $1,200, which I paid them in one lump sum. And I have letters here confirming that. I have also a letter here that they dropped, the thing against me. Also, I had to, pay filing fees for the response to the summons.
So you paid $1,200 and you want her to pay you back because she's supposed to, under your judgment, to divorce.
True. In addition, my credit has also been severely impacted by these shenanigans. I have a copy of my TRW, and you can see, there's a big ding, and it says...
You should see mine after the divorce from you.
Before the divorce, your TRW was a mess. You never met a credit card you didn't max out.
Ms. Holmes, I'm going to let you tell me your side of the story in a minute.
There's my TRW. I've been trying to...
Could you just wait one second,
Certainly.
please? Thank you. Okay. Ms. Holmes?
All right, Your Honor.
Looks like you owe this money.
Well, I would like to say this first. He, for starters, is the main signature on the lease of the contract. During the marriage, I supported him while he went to school. I worked solely through the marriage. During this time, we leased the minivan because he is a musician and because he could take his equipment to rehearsals and on tour. He went on several tours in the van. He drove to all places on the van, and we were 14,000 miles in excess miles. I had become very, very ill, and I was unable to work because of that. I was 20 pounds less than I am now. And the suit with Ford was due to excess miles. And at 8 cents a mile, that adds up. And so when he sent me the letter stating that he had paid for that, after the fact that I had supported him through the entire marriage, that I had supplied him with 3 cars, that I thought for him to pay a small amount for the excess mileage, which I did not incur on the vehicle, which was prior to the divorce. It says all present, it doesn't say prior. And that was all, you know, that was basically what happened. And I have witnesses to that he went on tour in that van.
Assuming that he went on tour with the van, you don't deny that you went on tour with the van?
In that particular van, I took it to San Francisco and back on maybe 1 or 2 occasions.
So you took it to San Francisco and back.
This is not what she's talking about. It's a misrepresentation.
It really is not particularly relevant because you were both represented by attorneys at your divorce. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very true.
And the agreement that you both signed, which was made part of the judgment of divorce, did not take into consideration, did not specify that he was still going to be responsible for excess miles. It's a relatively simple paragraph with regard to the car. It says you get the car, you take care of it. And you have to take care of it because that's your contractual obligation. Whatever went on before was finalized on the day that you signed these papers. You understand that, Ms. Holmes?
Yes, I do.
So you understand then that despite the fact that it was bad marriage, bad breakup, whatever, and a very acrimonious and probably very expensive divorce, you were responsible. You were responsible for the van. He paid it, but you have to reimburse him for that. And the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount requested, which is $1,200.